Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video is going to be about the importance of posting onto your lead leg. Stay tuned to find out more. As mentioned, today's video is all going to be about the importance of impact. So we're going to be talking about starting to extend and post onto this lead leg and what that means to you and how that actually is going to affect your golf swing, your strike. So we're going to jump straight into it, and I'm going to be demonstrating here with a 7-iron, but this would be relevant with any golf club. Now I'm going to jump a little bit further into the golf swing towards impact. So as I'm approaching impact, what we're really talking about here is the fact that my lead leg, my left leg for me as a right-handed golfer, should actually start to be straightening, extending, and I should be starting to feel the pressure onto my lead heel. Now as this happens, my left hip, my lead hip is starting to move up and behind me a little bit. And I have done a video quite recently talking about the role of the hips, and it's labeled All in the Hips. Now I'll put the link to that video in this one here. Check it out, it's got some real relevance to what we're talking about today. What we want to see at impact is a firm lead side. It was a swing thought of Jack Nicklaus's, I think for all the years he played, something he worked on with his coach Jack Grout was about hitting against a firm lead side, and he would refer to it as about posting onto this lead leg. So if you imagine there was a brick wall up the side of your lead leg on the outside edge of the shoe here, we actually don't want to knock it down. We don't want to slide with our hips. We want to feel like we bump into the wall and then we go straight up that wall here. Our hip is actually turning a little bit behind us, but it's my lead side, the whole of my left side, my lead leg that hits that wall at the same time. We're not knocking it down here. We're not sliding at all. The other things we don't want to see at impact is we don't want to see the knee still flexed and the pressure going out to the toes. Now, if you were entering a long drive competition, it's not a bad thing to actually apply the pressure into your trail heel, so my right heel, and shift pressure out into your lead toe. And you'll almost see some of these guys and girls off the floor, way up onto their toes, but it's not a consistent pressure shift. It tends to mean our arms are working a long way out away from our body, and it's very hard to control the club face from there. So what we want to start to see is on the downswing, I'd want my pressure gradually moving towards my lead side, but my pressure relatively even still heel to toe. As I wind into impact I was going for, we would actually want that pressure moving more into that lead heel. Okay, so by the time we hit the ball, most elite golfers have got pressure into that lead heel more than into the toe, and we're starting to see this lead leg straightening or straight by the time we hit the ball, and that really helps me clear my hips out of the way. It's a massive power source for two reasons. One, we're starting to use the ground better, use some ground force reaction. We're actually pushing down and then we're pushing up off the floor. That's a power source. The other power source is from rotation. Clearing the hips, getting that lead side out the way, again, is a massive power source that we can start to utilize. The other benefits we've got is for quality of contact strike. If we're applying the pressure towards our lead side, we're getting that descending blow with our irons, getting that ball turf strike that we really want to see. And that's going to help us, obviously, contact-wise. So what we're looking for is an exercise. Now, I've got something here, a power wedge from Skills Golf, and it's just a clicker. It's a foot clicker. You could just use something, if you've got a dog at home, you may have a clicker toy, something like that, a squeaky toy that you could put under your lead heel and it would do a similar job. You could even just use a tennis ball, cut it in half and put it under that lead heel. The benefit of having something with noise on it is just that feedback as to whether you do it right or do it wrong. So what we want to try and do is pop it under our lead foot and make sure that we don't hear the squeak or the click, because we're still applying pressure towards that lead side at impact, that we're not coming off here and actually starting to hear that click. So just using a foot wedge, a clicker, some kind of dog's toy would be working really, really well. I'm just going to grab a couple of golf balls. And what I'm going to be doing is hitting one with the foot clicker in place and then one without it. So just going to set roughly to where I need to be. Might have to move the ball around it a little bit. We're just going to pop it under that lead heel. It's going to start clicked. And we want to make sure it stays clicked. Now, I am actually applying the pressure towards my trail foot on the backswing and into my lead leg. It's not that I'm staying over my left side, over my lead leg, but I'm definitely starting to feel more onto that lead side at impact. Let me give it a go, nice and slow. So no click at impact. Really got the feeling of my left hip, my lead hip starting to straighten and get out of the way. Contact felt very nice, ball turf strike. That was just at a slower pace, which you might do initially while you're using an exercise like this. Let me try one without it. So again, if I rehearse that movement I'm looking for on the downswing, we're starting to apply pressure towards our lead leg. You can still see both knees are slightly flexed, but as I turn into impact, my lead leg is actually posting, it's straightening, it's extending, and that's feeling that pressure onto that lead heel and getting that lead hip out of the way, which I really want to try and do. Let me hit one more doing that without the clicker. That felt great. Nice contact, nice strike, good direction. Really got that feeling of this lead leg starting to straighten and extend, which is exactly what I want you to do to increase your speed and improve your quality of contact, your strike. So I know if you can use that clicker, that dog's toy, something that's got that noise to it, or even just maybe half a tennis ball so you can feel like you're squashing something, it's going to help you feel like you can actually start to post and extend this lead leg correctly, and it's a key part to your golf swing. If you did enjoy the content video, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel as well for all the other content every Tuesday and Thursday, and as well as some Saturday specials. It's the best way to keep in touch, never miss a video again, and make sure you check us out on all our social media platforms as well. Good way to stay in touch with the TruGolf Academy. Thank you.